It's a strange thing, how qualifying can make your heart race before the lights even go out on Sunday. Because in that one lap, that single slice of perfection or heartbreak, we catch glimpses of what Formula One is really about. Speed, yes. Precision, absolutely. But underneath it all, grit, resolve, storylines woven together like an old patchwork quilt handed down through generations of F1 fans. Each corner and straight layered with tension and expectation. And once again, the sport we love didn't disappoint. Heading into qualifying at Suzuka, the stakes were already high. McLaren had quickly established themselves as serious contenders in this new season. Electric, consistent, and hungry. Pole position seemed like a two-horse race between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, with both young stars having already claimed one each across the first two rounds. There was a quiet confidence within the McLaren garage. The vibe was strong, strategic but relaxed, like a team that knows it's come through the worst of storms and is now ready to race with the big guns again. But racing doesn't follow a script, does it? Mercedes' George Russell had been earmarked as the closest rival going into Saturday. Both Norris and Piastri knew the Silver Arrows had brought something sharp to the weekend, and George had been looking rapid. He's matured into this role, a calculated fighter with a point to prove, and it felt like Mercedes were finally getting their rhythm back. And yet, no one really saw Max Verstappen coming. Not like this. It's almost poetic how Verstappen waits. Not always the flashiest in practice, not necessarily the headline act through Q1 or Q2. But come crunch time, he turns into this force of nature that seems to bend the car, the tires, the track, and time itself to his will. Heading into the final seconds of Q3, Max hadn't looked like a genuine threat. Even seasoned pundits had almost counted him out for pole. And then boom, out of nowhere he strung together a lap so clean, so surgically precise that it caught everyone off guard, including the McLaren camp. He beat Norris by just 0.012 seconds. Piastri, a mere 0.044 seconds off. Think about that for a second. Less than the blink of an eye, yet enough to turn a paddock full of orange into a mosaic of half smiles and silent nods of frustration. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, was naturally quick to celebrate the pole. But Verstappen, he wasn't popping champagne. There was no fist pump, no smug grin. Just that look. The look of a driver who knows the job isn't done. Who knows that Sunday will be the real test. Because this wasn't a dominant performance. It was a statement lap, yes, but it came from the shadows. McLaren, despite their slight disappointment, walk into race day holding a key strategic card. Both of their cars are starting directly behind Verstappen. They have options. Options most teams dream of. Two weapons in the fight. They can split strategies. Pressure him. Box him in. Apply the heat. And let's not forget, McLaren have had the stronger long-run pace this season. They just need to find a way through, either on the tarmac or via the pit wall. Behind them, another story was quietly unfolding, one involving Mercedes and Ferrari. Russell had hoped for more. After back-to-back podiums, he was building momentum. But in those last frantic moments of Q3, he slipped. Verstappen beat him. Then came Charles Leclerc, slotting ahead and pushing George down to P5. It wasn't what he wanted, but he's still very much in the mix. Russell knows that the start will be crucial. Beat Leclerc off the line, and he opens a path to the podium, especially if Verstappen can't break away and ends up bunching the McLarens behind him. But Charles has his own demons to silence. After Ferrari's devastating double disqualification in China, Leclerc is desperate to deliver. His lap was calm, aggressive, and composed, the kind of performance that doesn't make headlines but speaks volumes. It could be a thriller between the two. Leclerc chasing redemption, Russell chasing consistency, both fighting for position not just on track, but in the shifting power dynamics of the Constructors' Championship. And while everyone was watching the usual suspects, something magical was happening in the midfield. The spotlight, somewhat unexpectedly, fell on the rookies. Isack Hadjar, a name many outside of hardcore F2 fans wouldn't have known 6 months ago, stole headlines with his qualifying run. Racing for the newly branded Racing Bulls, Hadjar battled not just the pressure of qualifying, but a literal physical obstacle. Seat belts too tight in some very sensitive areas. Yeah, you heard that right. He could have bailed, could have made excuses, but instead, he adjusted, refocused, and delivered a stunning lap that put him 7th on the grid. His best yet. You could almost feel the pride coming through the radio. This wasn't just about speed, it was about mental toughness. He starts alongside none other than Lewis Hamilton. Imagine that. A rookie in just his third Grand Prix, lining up next to a 7-time world champion. That's not pressure. That's legacy in motion. And while keeping a Ferrari behind will be no easy task, Hadjar's confidence is sky high. Just a few places back, Ollie Bearman was also making headlines. Another rookie. Another brilliant Q3 appearance. Starting from P10, he's well placed to grab points. But breathing down his neck is Pierre Gasly, who finally looks like he's unlocked something in that Alpine. Gasly's in P11, but don't let that fool you. He's aggressive, he's sharp, and he's hungry. Alpine still haven't scored points this season. That could change on Sunday. Then, of course, we reach one of the weekend's most talked about storylines, the driver swap. Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson, the pair caught in Red Bull's ever-turning carousel of talent. Tsunoda was given a shot in the senior team this weekend, replacing Sergio Perez. And make no mistake, he impressed in practice, right on Max's pace in Q1. But Q2, it slipped away. First run on USOFs, then a red flag, then a messy final attempt. He started from 15th. Just ahead of him, Lawson. Both drivers had encouraging weekends, but couldn't land the knockout punch in qualifying. Still, their journey matters. Tsunoda took the second Red Bull into Q2 for the first time this year. Lawson made his own Q2 debut. For both, Sunday is about more than points, it's about proving they belong. And they'll have one more wild card in their corner, the weather. Yes, the weather gods are playing games again. All weekend, forecasts have shifted. 1 minute, we're looking at a dry race. Then rain in the morning. Then a wet start and drying track. As of Saturday night, uncertainty reigns. There's a real possibility we'll get a slippery, chaotic opening few laps. And if Melbourne taught us anything, it's that changeable conditions can flip a race on its head. For the strategists, it's a nightmare. For the fans, pure drama. And you could bet teams like Racing Bulls, Alpine, and Williams will be hoping for chaos. A curveball, a chance to roll the dice and win big. Because in the chaos, there is opportunity. A misstep from the leaders, a well-timed pit stop, a gamble on tires. It could change everything. But even beyond the tactics and tire talk, there's something more human about this weekend. A sense that we're watching the sport in motion, not just cars, but lives, careers, legacies forming in real time. We're watching Verstappen remind us why he's a generational talent. We're watching McLaren, so close to glory, chase it with both hands. We're watching Russell and Leclerc navigate the weight of expectation. We're watching rookies like Hadjar and Bearman chase dreams, not just points. And we're watching Tsunoda and Lawson, under immense pressure, try to make it stick. This is why we watch, not just for the race, but for everything that comes before it. So as we head into Sunday, remember this. Every position on that grid tells a story. Some are about redemption, some about ambition, some about proving people wrong. But they all matter. And when those 5 lights go out, everything resets. Pole means nothing. Hype means nothing. It's about execution, about composure, about seizing the moment when it presents itself, because in F1, it rarely knocks twice. This is the theater of Formula One. And this weekend, we've got front row seats. So buckle up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and join me again post-race as we unpack the aftermath, whether it's glory for McLaren, heartbreak for Ferrari, or another Verstappen masterclass. Hello, McLaren faithfuls. Stand a chance of winning $1,000 by hitting that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe so you never miss any McLaren and F1 updates with relaxing ASMR elements. McLaren Faithful's YouTube channel is now covered in English and multiple languages. Your support is what keeps this incredible community growing stronger every day. It costs you nothing to like and subscribe, but it helps the channel tremendously. Let's continue the conversation and share our passion for McLaren and F1 together. As a YouTube member, you can also discover my journey as a passionate creator navigating life with challenging disabilities. Despite the obstacles, I'm determined to follow my dreams and share my love for McLaren and F1 with the world. By becoming a YouTube member, you'll not only be supporting my dream, but you'll also gain access to exclusive content, including untold stories of legendary F1 drivers and much more. Your support can truly make a difference in my life, helping me continue to do what I love. Join McLaren Faithful's membership below and enjoy.